Do I have audio now? How bad is the tech now? It said that it was working and then it shut me off. And we still have no sound. No, no. Any sound now? Yeah, there we go. Oh my goodness. What is it EDB always says? Streaming is dynamic? Operating system. Okay, hi, welcome. That was a rough start. That was a crash landing onto a dirt driveway. That was fun. How's everybody doing tonight? Are you having technical issues too? That was that was something. I was all set to be on time, and then yep, the whole system just forgot everything. So I had to reboot the system. So I'm here now. We're here now. We have an interesting show to go over tonight. I don't know how many of the articles I'm going to pull up. At this point, I don't trust that the system hasn't lost all of my homework. So, where are you coming in from? What are you sipping on this evening? Are you snacking? Do you have snacks? We shouldn't be too long tonight, but snacks are generally favored by me at all times. Although given the current subjects, maybe not. Maybe we'll just stick with in in my case, a little whiskey and ginger over here. I also have my big hydration. I've got I've got mom says, "Mercury, oh Mercury, please have mercy." Yeah, if you've been experiencing weird technical things, people not understanding you, all of that, and you're a little hippy dippy woo woo like me, guess what? Mercury is in the microwave. It is just it's doing the retrograde thing and yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there were system updates. It's fine. We have to upgrade the system and then we have to reboot everything like 40 million times because various programs forget stuff. It's okay. It's all right. Dad is having a splash of gin and lemonade. Ooh, that's always nice. That's always nice. And given so the good the g- let me try a sentence. That would be helpful. Um the advantage that we have is there's a whole lot of words that we're going to use tonight that YouTube doesn't like, but I'm tiny. So we're going to use the being a mini channel to our advantage tonight because, it is what it is. And everybody's talking about it because what has been we will circle back to the big stupid bill, but this has been quite a week where or 2 weeks since we last met where Trump is asking us all to pretend like there aren't documents upon documents upon documents about Epstein and his crimes and let Colbert, after calling out a big fat bribe for being a big fat bribe, oh, funny, his contract's not being renewed. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then because it's a little bit lighter, because it, from all accounts, appears to be two consenting adults making some very questionable choices, we're going to talk about the whole Coldplay kiss cam thing. Just for a little bit of a lighter thing at the end because Epstein is super heavy. So, as we're gathering here now that we are all here, and as we filter in and all of that, hi, welcome. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to roll the intro, and then we're going to get into the chat about and we are going to talk not only about the Epstein problem that Trump has, but also his his lawsuit. Also, if you follow me and you're an attorney and you have access to this document, can you please let me know how I can access it without getting certain memberships to certain programs? Because those are very cost prohibitive for me. But I want to see the document, but we'll get to that. In the meantime, welcome, welcome everybody. Oh, and there's a new update. Oh boy. If I can find my intro, we also have a new update on StreamYard. So everything updated. I'm confused by everything. Welcome everybody. We're just gonna trip over our own 2 feet together through this. Thanks for hanging with me. Let's roll that intro. Hello and welcome to The Unfiltered Tea, a show where we say all the things you wish the newscasters said, unscripted and unfiltered. We talk about politics, pop culture, and courts, so pull up your soapbox, pour yourself a cuppa, and let's go. Let's go. Do you have your soapbox? Good. Do you have your cuppa? I hope so, because this is going to be... So I started... Let me try and have thoughts. Is this going to be completely disjointed tonight? Absolutely. I don't write scripts. Who needs scripts? Certainly not me. I should have a script, but I don't. When I read a script, I'm like Trump reading a teleprompter. It's not ideal. So why? Here's where we're gonna start. Why is this whole Epstein thing such a problem for Trump? I mean, he's just like trying to shove it into under the carpet, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, all of that, right? Well, why? Because he's so used to everybody just going with whatever he says that he's like, oh, if I just tell you to not look at the pink elephant sitting in the corner of the room, you're not going to look at the pink elephant sitting in the corner of the room. Well, the problem with that is that Trump spent, like 8 years saying, look at the pink elephant sitting in the corner of the room. And so there are a few folks that are still loyal that are like, whoa, what if Bill Clinton's in the files? What if? Don't care. I want to know. I want to know who these creeps are. I do. I want to know if they are in there, if there are details about it. I mean, the details you could maybe spare me, but somebody can give me a synopsis. But I want all of that out. I don't care. I don't care if I like them. Are there people that I'm sure are there that I would never see this coming from, and it would make me sad to find out that they were mixed up in all this? Absolutely. But do I also want to know? Yeah, I do. I think we all do. And I think that's really the crux of the issue, right? Where I think after 8 years of both sides saying, let's find out who all the creeps are, to have it come to an abrupt halt and for a whole group of people be like, nope, you don't want to see what's over here. We're not going to show you. That leads to the part of the timeline that I really hate, where in the last 2 months, I have agreed with Josh Hawley, Nick Fuentes, and Colbert. Colbert. Why? I don't want to agree with those people. They don't want to agree with me on almost anything. I mean, I would like to forget that any of them even exist, and yet I can't, because they are who they are, and they are in the positions that they are in. But hi, Macy has thoughts too. She's probably not going to come up and say hello, but Macy has thoughts too. Mace, if you're going to interrupt me, you should at least get on camera so that the internet can see your lovely face. No? Okay. Interrupted by dog, because this is my life. There we go. Now she's starting to get settled. So yeah, why has this been such a big deal? Because we have heard for the better part of 8-10 years about the Epstein files, who's on this list, who's in the black book. We had the Maxwell trial where she went to jail for 20 years. People, what was it? Josh Johnson, I think, said that Epstein had like 100 hours of conversation with a biographer. There's evidence. There's stuff out there. So, and it was part of Trump's whole plan. And yet, when it comes down to it, if I think the reason that they're not releasing things is because they can't redact everything, because if they just redact the people that they want to redact, well, that's going to look weird. And I'm not sure. I think what this indicates to me is that maybe the number of people that they said would be on the list or in those files aren't. Like, I honestly think that they thought there would be more Democrats, and if they're not releasing them at all and saying, "No, no, 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 no," then maybe they're not looking at it. Like, maybe there's just not enough of them, in the files. But the other thing is, g I okay, we all just watched the Karen Reid trial together, right? What did we learn from the aftermath of the Karen Reid trial? That the feds, I don't care who's president, who's in charge, but the feds, as a general rule, don't tell you when they're done with an investigation. So it's weird that they're like, nope, nothing to see here. We're done. We're not looking at this anymore. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Nope. That's just not how that works. So, and then the Wall Street Journal published their article, which, if we want to look at it, let me know. I have it, I think, maybe pulled up, maybe not. But the Wall Street Journal article, like, I guess there was some 50th birthday book celebration where all of the creepy dudes congratulated Epstein for being a creepy dude, and they, like, sent happy little notes and things to him. Macy, if you're gonna do this, get up on here because you keep interrupting. And it's already been a night. Okay. Sorry about that. Dogs. So, where was I? What was I saying? I don't even know. The Wall Street Journal one. And I apparently Donald likes to do doodles and draw his stupid looking signature. I shouldn't say it looks stupid, but it really does. It looks stupid to me because I can't figure out how you get Trump in that second name. It just doesn't. I've looked at it for way too long, but Donald Trump's signature doesn't actually compute to me. But apparently he did these little doodles for Epstein and things like that, and I'm like, okay, so we have, and now it was between finding that out, and I said I would love Trump to just go ahead and sue somebody. Just go ahead and sue one of these folks for defamation. Do it. Go for it. Because then discovery gets opened. And I said that, and it was like 2 hours later that he decided to sue the Wall Street Journal. And, well, that was when the news broke. It was like 2 hours after that the news broke that Trump had filed an 18-page lawsuit. I have not seen the allegations. I want to. I have looked. I have not found them yet. If you're an attorney and you know how to get them, hi. I would like to look at the actual document because I don't really trust reporting of documents. I want to see the document as it is. So, yeah. But so he decided to sue Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch for $10 billion for defamation. And Murdoch's response, I'm paraphrasing, was bring it. Because that man is too old and too rich to care. So, guys, we're going to get Discovery. Now, I was bummed when I found out that it was filed in federal court. Federal court means no video trial. It's gonna mean it's gonna be harder to get reporting coming out of court filings and stuff like that, depending on what's under seal and what isn't, and what goes in and what doesn't. But I'm gonna have my eye on this. I am going to be watching, because the thing about the lawsuit is boom, Discovery. So the feds are gonna have to take that giant pile that is currently trying to be hidden and turn it over to Rupert Murdoch and the Wall Street Journal and their attorneys. So, Discovery is gonna happen unless Trump suddenly says, whoopsie-doodle, nope, I'm not gonna do that, and he pulls it, which I really hope he doesn't, because I want the Discovery on this. Because I think, if nothing else, this lawsuit is actually kind of the perfect way. If he's not going to do anything with it and he's going to make everybody mad, and I'm going to see things come across my internet feed, like Lauren Boebert asking Matt Gaetz for help, which is to get the files released. I that's like a cow asking a butcher to help them find their friend. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense in the world to me that Bobo would ask Gates. Did I double check it and thoroughly vet it? No, I saw it a million times. So, and it's just one of those things that I see it enough times and I'm like, I can't even tell if this is real or fake. And it tracks with their general personality. So So, let's see. I'm trying to think of, in discussing the. Also, why is this also a problem for Trump? Why can't he just get his followers to back off? I don't know if y'all remember this, but I remember that while he was on the campaign trail, Trump's plane broke down. And he was very vocal about the fact that he just borrowed his buddy Jeffrey's plane to do more campaign stops. Now, maybe it's just that I don't live in the billionaire existence, so maybe it's different for them. But I'm pretty sure that billionaires don't, especially when they're, not alive anymore. I feel like you can't just call up your buddies. Like, I feel like if you weren't really close with somebody, calling up the estate of somebody like Epstein and just saying, "Hey, can I borrow your plane?" I don't think that's a thing that happens. So, to go from that to, "Oh, I didn't know the guy, nothing to see here," it's a jump that most people can't make. And yeah, Dad says erasing the line between the actual real stuff and the bogus fake news stuff is part of the exercises. And it is exhausting. Right? It is exhausting to have to go to 5 different sources to double check something because nobody ever gets reporting right is super frustrating. It's why I want to look at the actual filing, because I don't know what Trump is suing for real. I know $10 billion is involved and is suing for defamation. That's all I know, because I don't actually trust a lot of the reporting coming out about this. Um which we will get to more in a minute when we move on to the next topic. Um, but the thing about guys like Trump, right? I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. The Trump Epstein problem is that it's a math problem, right? I don't care if you're talking Diddy, R. Kelly, Weinstein, Cosby, how many others do we have? Trump, Epstein. It's a math problem for me, right? Um, what do I mean by that? Everybody I just rattled off, and I'm still thinking of names. They tell you who they are. There's rumors forever. There's a great Robin Williams clip about Trump owning the Miss America pageant. Um, and I can't re it was I can't remember the details of it, but I'm sure if you Google it, it will pop right up. We've all known, and Trump and Epstein were buddies, close buddies for 30 years. We all knew it. It was all in the public eye. For him to suddenly do an about face and say, "Nope, not me." Well, I think we all kind of pick up on the fact that that's complete bullshit. And we're not gonna run with that anymore. And even his own base isn't running with it anymore because they've been running these conspiracy theories for even longer. And their best argument that anybody has ever come up with is, well, Democrats are going to be on the list. I don't care. I want to know who the creeps are. I don't care who's on the list. I would like us all to know. And is there like a set list with invoices and stuff like that? Probably not. Camera, I need you to find me again because you're not. There we go. Um, like I don't think there's invoices or things like that, but there's flight logs. There's I don't know what they found, but I'm sure there's devices involved. I'm sure we have ways of knowing who was there, who just caught a ride on the plane. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care who it is. Are there going to be some people that I'm going to be disappointed in? Absolutely. I'm sure of it. I'm sure that there are going to be names that will be revealed if we can ever get anybody to reveal names that are going to make us all do a double take and be sad about it, But I also want to know because anybody involved in that group and doing the things that we know from trials that these guys did, yeah, I want to know. I want to know. I don't care what the letter is next to your name. Are there and I don't care. I don't care if I'm going to be sad. I don't care if some of my favorite folks in leadership in Hollywood suddenly get called out because I want to see accountability for everybody. And I think most of us end up feeling that way. I mean, and dad is saying timing for Trump breaking up with Epstein is when Trump decided to shift from reality television to politics. Yep. Yep. And it was around the time that the heat was getting a little much on Epstein before he ended up in custody. Well, that's some timing. And let's be real. Trump and then right after that, right? Right after Trump got into office, oh, he's a good guy. He wished Maxwell well multiple times while she was on her trial. It's is a problem for him, and what is even more of a problem for him is his own base isn't letting this go. I mean, it's one thing for, you know, folks like me to not let it go because I've been pretty consistent. I want to know who the creeps are. I don't care. I don't care where it comes from. As long as it's legitimate, I want to know. The thing that is tough is when you spend 8 years with conspiracy theorists drilling this into them, and then you suddenly tell them it doesn't exist anymore. That's a problem for you because they're not gonna let it go that easy. And let's not forget, he handed out as part of a big show the list to all of his favorite influencers when he first got into office this second time. And they all opened it and went, "We already knew this information. None of this is new. What the hell, man? None of this is new." Um, and that's when he started to lose those folks. And here we are now where Nick Fuentes, I saw a thing the other day where he said the liberals were right. I'm paraphrasing. The liberals were right. We've been scammed. This is an influencer that um I wish I didn't know about, who has views that are could make um he's got views that I find abhorrent, to say the least. That is a massive understatement. And for him to say the liberals were right, I mean, come on, guys. When Bobert and Fuentes and AOC all agree, and Bernie, when that group all is in agreement, you know there's something probably there that we need to look at. And again, I don't care who's on the list. I want to know. Are Supreme Court justices on the list? I don't know. Maybe. What are we going to do if they are? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out. We've never hit something like that before. We still may not, but we might. And I want to know. I want to know. So that's basically the Trump Epstein problem, and it's not going away. And guys, internet, my lovely, don't let it go away, because if it goes away, they win. We can't do much yet about some of the laws. The ridiculous statute of limitations that means that most of this can't be brought in criminal court anymore, which is that is a whole show in and of itself. Um, but But the more it doesn't go away, the more everybody is loud about it, the more everybody follows this defamation lawsuit that Trump has filed, um, the better off we are. And also, hey, federal court systems. I know you don't want cameras in your courtroom, but I'm just saying. This is one. I mean, with Luigi Mangione, you've let cameras into the courtroom, which is good. I think this would be a good time in the civil court to let us see. Just let us see. Let us see what happens. Let's find the hearings. If that happens, if some miracle happens and this all ends up public, chat, you know we're going to follow this. You know we're going to follow this all the way through. And yeah, this is heavy and this is rough and it needs to be dealt with. And that's why I don't want it going away, because there are children involved. I mean, most of them are adults now, but they were children when this happened also. Before I move on to the next topic, media, I would like a word. I would like a word with you, media. Yeah. Underage woman is a child. Stop it. Stop trying to put the blame on them. It's not up to them. A 13-year-old can't consent to this, and so don't call a 13-year-old an underage woman. That's stupid, and it does nothing to help our trust of you. So that's what I'm going to say there. And now I'm going to swoop and hope that my camera remembers to focus while I'm doing that. And then we're going to move on to a lighter topic. So guys, as always, yeah, I my camera. All right. We're going to do a plug for a friend's movie and see if that gets it to there we go. There we go. I should clip that and send it to my friend who is a movie maker, and his movie is coming to the Maine Outdoor Film Festival. If you're in Maine, you happen to be around for the Maine Outdoor Film Festival, July 24th, come on by. Not sponsored. Just, gotta support my crew. So, all right. Let's take a breath. Let's give the camera a breath. Yes, yes. Canoe dig it. Keep a lookout, guys. Keep a lookout. And yes, we're coming for that. I'm gonna go ahead and swoop because then we can sideline with a little I know really cool people who do really cool things. And then we'll get into the Colbert's contract not being renewed because I don't know about y'all, but like the Epstein problem isn't going away. It's a big deal. We're we can all agree on this. Like there's a huge, huge cross section of the nation that is all in agreement. And that's kind of amazing. So we're going to take the win where we can in a really dark place. We're going to follow this. Again, if you can get the documents, if anybody knows where those documents are available so that we can look at them together, I want them. I want to look at it together. Now we're going to swoop and we're going to move on to Colbert and First Amendment. And also, my friends do really cool things. So, where is my swoop? Everything is different. Hi. Everything is different. Everything is different over here. You guys are the best for just riding with me on this. You really are. All right. Yes, Dad says Samuel Dunning. So the Can You Dig It that I showed on my lovely cup, it earned a place. It earned a place. This cup only has these stickers on it, so it earned a place on the cup. Um, my friends are really cool, and my buddy Sam Dunning, um, he's a filmmaker, and he made a mockumentary, and it's called Canoe Dig It, and it is hilarious. And yeah, so shameless friend plug right here. If you are in Maine and can make it to the Maine Outdoor Film Festival to go see it, and a bunch of the others that are there, go do that. You will not be sorry. It's really, really funny. Um, and if you want to take a look at it and see some of their silly bits, go follow them on Instagram. I'll see if I can find it and tag it at some point in the um, description. And yeah. So anyway, maybe next time because this is kind of a heavy one. But anyway, you can find it and it's hilarious. So with that, I'm gonna swoop again because yes, it takes me a while to get timestamps up, but guys, timestamps are up on the last episode. So if you want a lot more of me after this, go watch the last episode. Everything is timestamped. Um, Swoop and then Colbert. So moving into both lighter and also equally heavy issues. Colbert called out this. I mean, I was mad that Paramount decided to settle with Trump for like $16 million anyway. Turns out there's a merger that they want to have go through. And Trump was apparently mad at Colbert. And so there was, yeah. But settling over the 60 Minutes thing, because there was a lawsuit against 60 Minutes because Trump was being a big baby that he didn't get to control everything. Oh, too bad, so sad. Um, and so Paramount settled for $16 million, which my instant reaction to that is, come on. Come on. You're gonna win the lawsuit. Just give your lawyers the work, let them run the lawsuit, and win. But they didn't wanna make Trumpy mad. And I try really hard not to name call, but you know what? He's earned it. I don't care. I try to be a better person, but, he's so evil that it makes it hard for me. Um, and so Colbert comes out and says, "Smells like a big fat bribe." Again, I'm paraphrasing. And then poof. Oh, they're just not going to renew his contract. They're canceling the show. If you're not alarmed by this, I don't care if you like him or not, but if you are not alarmed by this, you should be. This is absolutely a First Amendment problem. We've talked about it a lot on this channel, and I'm going to keep talking about it because I'm going to be here until they force me off of the air, until they force me off of YouTube, and hopefully they won't. But I am going to be here because free speech is literally in our First Amendment. It was literally the thing that they cared the most about, to stick it into the Constitution first, along with freedom of and from religion. And they jam-packed it right in there. So, and let's be real. We say this all the time in this family. If you are a Shakespeare nerd at all, you know King Lear and fools are always the one telling the truth. Our fools are Colbert and Jon Stewart and Josh Johnson and Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon and Wanda Sykes. The list goes on and on and on and on and on of amazing comics speaking truth to power. And when you have a platform like Colbert's, like it was a financial decision, but not the way they spun it in the media. And I mean, when you're getting more ratings than anybody, in the late night world, guess what? Well, it's good for the network. This is a stupid decision for the network to make. I don't care if the merger goes through or not. It's a stupid decision. If you're getting people like me to watch that show, and I watch almost everything on streaming, then that's going to be money lost because somebody like me I'm probably going to cancel my subscription to Paramount Plus when Colbert's time is up. And I mean, look at what happened with Tesla. Everybody said, "Oh, the boycott, that's not going to happen." And then it did, and they're nowhere near recovering. I think Target, when Target got the boycott from the lack of DEI thing, they're still not recovering because when we make decisions with our dollars in that way, we can speak pretty loudly. They don't seem to be listening to us the way we would hope, but we are making a mark when we do that. Am I worried about Colbert? No. No, I am not. He could have a YouTube channel with his regular show and the band up tomorrow. He would just need a studio. He could move all of that online on YouTube, on Patreon, on basically anywhere. Substack, that's where I think Joy Reid went, Jim Acosta went, and we'd all follow him. I mean, look at what John Oliver was able to do once they got the rights to Last Week Tonight back, and they were able to post everything in full on YouTube right away. He gets more views from that, and in turn, more revenue. So, I mean, I do agree with most of the internet that, like, hey, HBO, just saying that maybe if you kicked Bill Maher out and you hired Colbert, I wouldn't yell, "They are not the same!" at the end of Last Week Tonight when Bill Maher's face pops up every time as a suggested view. Just just a thought. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure Jon Stewart, I think I saw that he did one of his shows recently was, um or had made comments about they don't know where The Daily Show is gonna be at because that's also owned by the same parent network, and they speak truth to power too. Here's the thing, what these guys in the media and these big media boardrooms seem to keep forgetting is that we are paying attention. Where do I get most of my news? From Phil DeFranco and John Oliver and Colbert and The Daily Show. Like, that's where I get most of my news. And I'm pretty well informed. Um, oh, and I'm gonna try and find Trump's truth thing that he posted when Colbert got fired. He was like super happy that Colbert got fired, but also said that Gutfield was better than any of the late night hosts. Like, dude, Gutfield's gutless and also just mean. No. Um And dad chiming in with one aspect of this is the death of broadcast television and the rise of new media meeting up against the consolidation ownership from all types of media. Yeah, and we've had this conversation on this channel a lot, and we're going to keep having it, obviously, of trust but verify and how that all goes down. And here I am trying to hunt up this document, right, for the Trump thing, for the Trump lawsuit. And I'm not finding it, and I'm not trusting a lot of the places that I'm finding reporting on it because none of them have linked to the document themselves. Um, a fun fact, I'm gonna trust your site a whole lot more if you also provide me with the document when you're dealing with legal filings. I'm just saying. Um, and I mean, look at the mass exodus we have seen since Trump came into office. We've seen a huge mass exodus at MSNBC. There's been a significant amount at CNN and others, and everybody's going independent, which is kind of interesting because it's like everything got so big and is such a huge conglomeration now that trust has bottomed out, basically. So now we're all finding we have so much information, easy access at our fingertips now that we can find who we're going to trust. And these days, when you get talent like Colbert, whatever he does next, a massive audience is going to follow him. And I don't know I think the network is doing this on purpose. I just don't know what their end game is. And it will be very interesting to see how their revenue works out as of May when Colbert leaves. I suspect, maybe I'm wrong, but I suspect that they are going to see a significant drop in revenue at that point. Um, and everybody seems to have his back. And the thing is, if you understand that it is a First Amendment issue, you're paying attention. You know that we need to be paying attention to this. And it is a big fucking deal. And we need to keep speaking the truth. So, Colbert, should you ever happen to see this, good sir, may the next few months, may you and your writers just go. Because what are they going to do? Fire ya? Nope, that's already happened. May you get these few months re- to be as unhinged as you'd like. Have the guests on that you want, have run the show the way you want. Go with it. I want to see. I am going to be watching probably more than I have in a while because it's on late. Um, I usually catch replay of that, but again, everything's online these days, so replay is possible. So pay attention to your comics. Fools are telling the truth. They always have since the dawn of time because somehow they're the ones that manage to get away with it the longest. And I saw recently somewhere that comedy and being able to laugh in the face of authoritarian wannabes or authoritarian governments, which we're dealing with in the case of Trump, it actually does more than weaponry in undermining that because it keeps the fear at bay. So we need people like Colbert to keep the fear at bay, to keep us laughing at the ridiculousness so that we can keep fighting because we need that levity. We need that levity to be able to keep fighting. This I I want out of this timeline. I don't know where the wormhole is. I this timeline is exhausting. And yeah. So best of luck to you, Mr. Colbert. I'm excited to see what the next few months are because I have a feeling that a whole lot of comics are gonna drop any softening that they might be doing of their comedy around the edges at this point. Oh, yes, and mom says, "And because of the authorities hate to be laughed at." Keep laughing at them. Keep laughing at them. Um, it's and yes, and we should laugh louder. We absolutely should laugh louder. Laugh loud, laugh often, and normally I don't want to encourage laughing at them, but you know what? We have to laugh to keep from crying and to keep the fear from taking over. So yes, let's make a little mockery. I am here. Here's what I also want to say though. If anybody shows signs of redemption and coming around to actually being an empathetic, good human again, I'm here for it. I am here for it. I encourage it. I don't give up on anybody. But until you reach that point, I put you in the same category that I put the squirrels at outside my house. If you're going to cooperate with me, if you're going to be fair, great. If not, if you're going to be a dick, I'm going to be a dick right back. That's just what we're going to do. I'm going to bring the same energy that you bring to me. Um and that has maybe not that I believe it. CBS made this announcement at this moment precisely to call attention to the whole quid pro quo. Trump says jump, so ask how high insanity we're experiencing. Yep, it's, it's quit jumping, quit jumping. If you're media, stop jumping. Go for the facts. Go for the facts. And you know what? You'll get You'll get people back. If you just I want objectifiable facts back. That's not a word. I want objective facts back. Again, I want that. I want that. I think we all do. I think we yearn for it, and I personally like my facts spoken to me at 1.5 speed with a lot of curse words thrown in. Hence why I watch Phil DeFranco. Okay. With that, We're gonna I'm gonna swoop, and then we're going to end on the, should I while I'm swooping, though, while I'm pulling up the swoop, w what I wanna know, guys, do I pull up any of the videos? Do I pull up any of the AI? Do I just run the Google search for the Coldplay kisscam and see what we see? Because AI and the internet has been just delivering amazing things all day, silliness and all of that. I'm going to swoop, and then we're going to move on to our final topic of the night, which was Um, bring your favorite coworker to a concert and get outed kind of a and not in a words are hard today, sorry. Swoop. Coldplay kisscam. I'm taking a sip of beverage because words and I are just clearly not friends this evening. But yeah, um, if this has not completely filled up your internet feed, who are you and how do I get a feed without this? Actually, no, take that back. Having this blow up in equal measure has been delightful. Um, why has it been delightful? Before I go into this, because I recognize that it can be construed as being kind of mean, but here's the thing. When it comes to the Coldplay Kiss Cam moment with a CEO and a CPO, um, and getting busted at a concert when you lied about where you were or who you were with or whatever. Like, I don't even care what they lied about. Why has the internet latched onto this? Well, where did we start our show tonight? Trump, Epstein, the problem of Epstein. That is heavy shit right there. Right? That is I don't we can try and make jokes about it, but you can't really. It is heavy shit with the Epstein stuff because it involves kids, it involves a severe lack of consent on multiple fronts. And no matter what way you slice it, the more you find out who people are who are okay with ruining lives, and you find out just the sheer volume of number of lives affected by a couple of horrible people. On the back end, over here, the Coldplay Kiss Cam debacle, you have, by every account I have seen, two highly successful consenting adults who did a bad thing for whatever reason, probably just because they could. I don't know. I don't really dive into the psychology there. They did an epically stupid thing, and they got caught. It was, like, teenage level stupid, and they got caught. And they got caught in a way that was so internet memeable perfection that, of course, it went viral. Why do I not feel bad about how it's gone viral? Because oftentimes I do take that into consideration. But here's the thing, guys, come on. CEO, CPO, I think they both resigned at this point. One of them, I think, has. Either way, we're talking golden parachutes. They both appear to be old enough that this is not a huge deal. And it's a huge deal for their own nuclear family, right? That is a massive deal for them. And my heart goes out to their spouses, their kids, anybody that the family that has to deal with this, especially if their kids are teenagers and have to deal with this in school. Like that's just a mean thing to do to your kids, and it didn't have to happen. Why? They announced it was gonna be a kiss cam. If you're having an affair and they announce a kiss cam, that is the moment where you go to opposite sides. You don't sit next to each other. Oh, do you have room to get very far apart? Do that. Oh, does one of you need a new beer? Great. One of you goes to get that beer. Do you need a hot dog or a burger or a snack or to pee? Go do that. That is your time. If they're going to go around and do a kiss cam thing, you know what you don't do? Canoodle. Where a kiss cam is going to find you. Because when the kiss cam finds you and you have the reaction that you had, the internet is going to be like, oh, really? Also, wasn't it in Boston? I guarantee somebody knew somebody who recognized them and went, Oh, well, the internet will take care of telling anybody that needs to know. And it's gonna die down in a little while. Well, I say it's gonna die down in a little while, but maybe not. Maybe not. Um, because it's already become a thing. It's already become a thing. Sports events. I've seen multiple well, the Phillies, did a reenactment. They've started doing, um they have started doing sorry, I'm trying to look up funny things about this because it has just been, oh my god, the internet has gone nuts. I don't know if you've seen some of it, but, I think IKEA had an ad about it. I had an ad from StubHub in my feed that was like, "Don't forget to take your favorite coworker to a show." I mean, I it's quite the opposite, it seems. Because now it seems now what it has done, though, is it's given people an out because I've seen a ton of videos where now it's they put up the thing like, sometimes at big sporting events, you'll have a look-alike thing, and they'll put up a picture of, like, somebody from Family Guy or, um, Big Bang Theory or, some show, and then they'll find somebody in the crowd that looks like that, and they'll do the look-alike thing. It gets really fun when there are celebrities out there because sometimes they'll do the look-alike and it's the same celebrity. It's really fun. But what I keep seeing is now they're doing that, but they put up the Coldplay kisscam thing on the title, and then it's just a whole ton of people reenacting the whole reaction. And again, like, if they had just been there and not reacted that much, it's easy to come up with excuses, it's easy to say certain things, it's easy to do certain things. It was their reaction to getting caught, which is why it went viral. It's why we're all laughing at it. A coworker sent me one of her dog and a friend's dog with the AI thing. Google is failing me with a lot of the greatest things. So guys, my request to you for a little levity, the favorite AI generated or not, or photo like old school Photoshop, don't care. But your favorite Coldplay Kiss Cam image, please let us laugh a little, drop it in the comments. Um Especially if it's an ad, 10 out of 10 if it's an ad. IKEA got me with their like stuffed animals in the poses. Um might have produced the first lawsuit from somebody who says they never cited a waiver to allow their image to be used. The thing is I don't think so because when you get there, when you get to stadiums like Gillette and stuff like that, part of purchasing the ticket is actually waiving those rights because of the things that happen in sports arenas and whatnot. And also, again, I would also feel a little bit worse for them if their immediate reaction wasn't to fire the marketing person who got them the tickets. That's retaliation, pure and simple. So at least the human resources lady blew up her career until the end of time. Why? Because you made a stupid choice. You acted like teenagers. You fucked around. You found out. There are some people who probably have their feelings hurt, and there's also going to be some divorce attorneys who are probably going to make quite a pretty profit off of this. Um, Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and truly, if we have learned nothing else from this, communicate with your people. Like, communicate, because I don't really care what kind of marriage you have, but clearly from their reaction through all of it, they're mostly just upset that they got busted. And I don't really feel bad about that because you were warned. You were warned that the camera might find you, and then it did, and then you were upset about that. I feel like you could have made better choices earlier in the night. Um, yeah, yeah, it's fine print. You have to agree to all kinds of stuff to get your ticket. I think when Mandy and I went to go see Pink last summer, um, because she does it not as a kiss cam, but she does it of just like going out and finding. She actually, their camera person tried to find various different types of relationships, which was really, really cool. So it wasn't just a kiss cam. There were, moms and daughters at that show. There were husbands and wives. There were couples. There were not couples. There were besties like me and Mandy. Um, and their camera person tried to find all of it. So yeah, but when it's announced that it is legit, like it is going to be a kiss cam, maybe don't put yourself in that situation. So, and it's gone viral because it's lighter. So, and it's going to blow over. It's going to blow over in like a month or so. I don't, I think financially they're probably going to be fine, which is why it's easy to laugh at. Because even if they resign, I'm going to wager golden parachutes the whole way, given the type of company, all of that. If they've been at all smart with their money. Like we're talking early retirement. They can both figure themselves out. And then they can crawl into a corner because I don't think the internet is ever going to let this moment die for good. But there's going to be something next week that it's also going to go viral that everybody's going to talk about. Um, and this is again, why are we focused on it? Because the front end of the show is super heavy. This is two adults, clearly, it seems, consenting adults making a bad choice and just having fate kick them both in the teeth. Sorry, you shall be our entertainment for a little while. Why? Because we're in the shittiest timeline ever. This is the Hunger Games. I'm going to laugh a little when full grown people who probably looked at each other and went, well, who's going to report us? Us? No? Okay. And then, now they have to figure out how they deal with that because it wasn't on their bingo card. Okay. Oh, I've done the entire show as usual and not said, hi, welcome, love you replay crew. Do the liking and subscribing things because I always forget to do that until somebody reminds me. Yeah, do all the things. I am the Aurora H. White, and that's where you see me, and that's how you see me appear in all my favorite chats on YouTube. And that's also the handle for all of my public socials. So go ahead, find me on there, follow me on there. That's where you get the most up to date information, especially when am I doing shows? What are we doing? That kind of thing. At this point, I am throwing my hands up in the air. I have absolutely no idea what we're going to talk about next Sunday. Because, well, we're living in a dumpster fire, and that's just kind of, I give up trying to figure out what we're going to talk about. Will we circle back to the big stupid bill? Yes, Dad has done his page. I need to look at mine. I'm not even going to pretend to know what the next few days is going to hold for us because every time I think I know, I have to rip up my bingo card and start all over again because Toxic Tits has done something again that makes my brain hurt. So, yeah, Mom says, I'm sure something will happen this week. I mean, John Oliver is still on vacation and EDB, I think, is traveling. And that is that just means that there is a rift in the space-time continuum, and even more weirdness will fall out of it. So, until then, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for hanging out and waiting for everything while I got the tech sorted out. Mercury is in retrograde, and boy, is it's a bumpy ride this time. So, may the force be with you while we navigate this. And oh yeah, yeah, that means something very big will happen. Yeah, yeah. When Emily D. Baker travels, there's always some sort of big court thing that pops off. And when John Oliver goes on vacation, that also means that something unhinged in the political sphere pops off. So I'm just assuming that if one is traveling and the other one is on vacation, guys, keep your arms and legs inside the ride, take deep breaths, um, and stay hydrated. And I will see you guys next week. At some point, I will also maybe update the time on the channel because I'm never here at 6:15. It was nice. It was nice to think that that was a maybe. But until then, do all the likey, subscribey things. I'll see you guys next week. As always, if you've got a news story or something and you want my unfiltered take on it, go ahead and drop it in the comments. You guys are the best. Love y'all and be well. As always, be well, do good, make good trouble this week. Make good trouble this week, please. And remember to bark a lot. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for joining us for another episode of The Unfiltered Tea. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you have a story you want our unfiltered take on, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and we will see you next time.